Embracing authenticity, the power of pivoting to your true purpose. Welcome to a journey of transformation, resilience, and unwavering faith. Today, we're diving deep into a story that embodies the essence of passion, purpose, and legacy. A story that challenges us to rethink our paths, to embrace change, and to honor our authentic selves. This isn't just a tale of career change, it's a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth and reinvention. I have the incredible privilege of sharing with you the insights and inspiration gained from interviewing Kimberly Cross, a remarkable entrepreneur whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. Kimberly isn't just a businesswoman, she's a visionary, a storyteller, and a beacon of hope for all those who dare to dream of a life aligned with their deepest calling. Kimberly's story begins like many of ours, with a dream, a vision of success that seemed perfectly aligned with her ambitions. She launched Legacy S, a sangria brand under the 50K Enterprises umbrella. It was exciting, it was flavorful, and it was full of promise. But then, as we all experienced, the world changed. The COVID 19 pandemic hit, and suddenly the future she had envisioned came to a screeching halt. Now, I want you to pause for a moment. Think about a time when your plans were derailed, when the path you thought was certain suddenly became unclear. How did you feel? Lost, afraid, uncertain? These are natural reactions, but what Kimberly's story teaches us is that sometimes these moments of disruption are actually invitations, invitations to pause, to reflect, and to realign with our deeper purpose. In the face of this unexpected challenge, Kimberly did something profound. She paused, she prayed, and most importantly, she listened. She listened to that inner voice that had always been there, whispering of a different calling. You see, Kimberly had always loved writing. Words were her outlet, her expression, her gift. Even before Legacy S, she had contributed to a national magazine, taking a leap of faith by moving to Charlotte, trusting that God had more in store for her. This is where vulnerability comes into play. It takes tremendous courage to admit that the path we're on might not be the right one. It's scary to let go of a vision we've invested in, to acknowledge that our true calling might be different from what we initially thought. But that's exactly what Kimberly did. Inspired by a powerful sermon that encouraged people to write the book, start the business, and go back to school, Kimberly made a decision. She decided to pivot, to realign, to embrace her deeper purpose. And from this decision, Cross Reference Publishing was born. Now, let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. How many of us have felt that pull towards something different, something that resonates more deeply with who we truly are? And how many of us have ignored that pull, pushed it aside, convinced ourselves that it's too late to change course? Kimberly's story challenges us to reconsider. It reminds us that it's never too late to honor our authentic selves, to pursue our true passions, but it requires courage. It requires faith. And most of all, it requires us to be vulnerable, to admit that we might have been on the wrong path, and to be willing to start anew. This month, Kimberly proudly released the first books under her new brand, Lessons from the Heart, A Journey with Honor, and Honor's Little Lessons. These books are more than just publications. They're a testament to Kimberly's journey. Inspired by her granddaughter and in memory of her mother, these books represent Kimberly's way of sowing legacy, faith, and creativity into future generations. Think about that for a moment. What legacy are you creating? What seeds are you sowing for the future? These are powerful questions that Kimberly's story invites us to consider. You see, cross reference publishing isn't just a business for Kimberly, it's the fulfillment of a calling. It's about purpose, it's about obedience to that inner voice, that deeper knowing. It's about crossing over from past visions into present calling and doing it all for honor. Now, I want to dive deeper into what Kimberly's journey can teach us about embracing our authentic selves and pursuing our true purpose. Because her story isn't just about changing careers or starting a new business, it's about something much more profound. It's about aligning our actions with our values, our work with our passion, our daily lives with our deepest sense of purpose. First, let's talk about the courage it takes to pivot. We live in a world that often celebrates consistency, that equates changing direction with failure. But Kimberly's story challenges this notion. Her pivot from Legacy S to cross reference publishing wasn't a step back, it was a bold step forward into authenticity. How many of us are stuck in careers or pursuits that no longer serve us simply because we're afraid of what others might think if we change course? How many dreams have been left unfulfilled because we couldn't find the courage to pivot? Kimberly's journey reminds us that true success isn't about sticking to a plan at all costs. It's about being brave enough to reassess, to realign, and to pursue what truly matters to us. It's about having the courage to say, this isn't working anymore, and the faith to believe that something better is waiting if we're bold enough to reach for it. But here's the thing, this kind of courage doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from a deep connection to our values, to our faith, to our sense of purpose. For Kimberly, her faith was a guiding light. It gave her the strength to trust in the unknown, to believe that even when her plans were derailed, there was a greater plan at work. This brings us to our second lesson, the power of purpose. Kimberly's transition wasn't just about changing businesses, it was about aligning her work with her deepest sense of purpose. Cross Reference Publishing isn't just a company, it's a vehicle for Kimberly to share her gifts, to honor her legacy, to make a meaningful impact on future generations. Ask yourself, does your work align with your purpose? Does it allow you to express your gifts, to make the impact you want to make in the world? If not, what's holding you back from making a change? You see, when we align our work with our purpose, something magical happens. Our work no longer feels like work. It becomes a calling, a mission, a joyful expression of who we are. This is what Kimberly found when she launched Cross Reference Publishing. She found a way to combine her love for writing, her desire to inspire others, and her commitment to leaving a legacy. But here's where it gets really interesting, and where Kimberly's story offers us a third powerful lesson. This alignment of work and purpose doesn't just benefit us, it has the potential to create ripples of positive change that extend far beyond our own lives. Think about the books Kimberly has published: Lessons from the Heart, A Journey with Honor, and Honor's Little Lessons aren't just books. They're vessels of wisdom, carriers of legacy, sources of inspiration for countless readers. By following her calling, Kimberly isn't just fulfilling her own purpose. She's creating opportunities for others to find inspiration, to connect with their own sense of purpose, to be touched by the power of words and stories. This is the beautiful paradox of pursuing our authentic path. When we honor our true selves, when we have the courage to follow our calling, we often end up serving others in ways we never could have imagined. Our personal journey of authenticity becomes a light that illuminates the path for others. But let's be real for a moment. This journey isn't always easy. Kimberly's path wasn't smooth or straightforward. There were moments of doubt, periods of uncertainty. The decision to pivot from Legacy S to Cross Reference Publishing wasn't made lightly or without fear. And this brings us to perhaps the most important lesson we can learn from Kimberly's story, the power of vulnerability. You see, embracing our authentic selves, pursuing our true calling, it requires us to be vulnerable. It requires us to admit that we don't have all the answers, that we might have been on the wrong path, that we're scared but willing to try anyway. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but Kimberly's journey shows us that it's actually a tremendous source of strength. It was in her moments of vulnerability, when she paused, when she prayed, when she admitted that her current path wasn't fulfilling her, that she found the clarity and courage to make a change. This is a profound truth that many of us struggle with. We're taught to always appear strong, to have it all figured out. But the reality is, it's in our moments of vulnerability, when we're honest with ourselves and others about our struggles and our dreams, that we open ourselves up to true growth and meaningful connections. Kimberly's willingness to be vulnerable, to share her story of transition and transformation, isn't just inspiring, it's an invitation for each of us to examine our own lives, to ask ourselves hard questions, to be honest about what's working and what isn't. Are we pursuing our true calling? Are we using our gifts in a way that feels authentic and purposeful? Are we creating the legacy we want to leave behind? These aren't easy questions to answer. They require us to be vulnerable, to look deep within ourselves, to be honest about our fears and our dreams. But here's the thing, this vulnerability, this honesty with ourselves, it's the first step towards living a life of authenticity and purpose. It's the key that unlocks the door to our true potential. As I reflect on my conversation with Kimberly, I'm struck by the ripple effects of her decision to embrace her authentic self and pursue her true calling. By honoring her love for writing and her desire to leave a meaningful legacy, She's not only transformed her own life, she's creating opportunities for others to be inspired, to connect with their own sense of purpose, to be touched by the power of words and stories. And isn't that what we all want deep down? To live lives of meaning and purpose, to use our unique gifts in a way that not only fulfills us, but also contributes something positive to the world. Kimberly's journey from Legacy S to Cross Reference Publishing is more than just a career change. It's a powerful reminder of what's possible when we have the courage to listen to our hearts, to be vulnerable, to pivot when necessary, and to pursue our deepest calling. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Inspired by Kimberly's journey, I encourage you to take some time for honest reflection. Ask yourself, am I on the right path? Does my work align with my values and my sense of purpose? Am I using my gifts in a way that feels authentic and meaningful? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what's one small step you can take today towards greater alignment? Remember, it's never too late to pivot. It's never too late to pursue your true calling. It might be scary, it might require vulnerability, but as Kimberly's story shows us, the rewards of living an authentic, purpose driven life are immeasurable. Your journey might not look exactly like Kimberly's. Your pivot might not be from sangria to publishing, but the principles remain the same. Listen to your heart. Be willing to be vulnerable. Have the courage to change course when necessary. Trust that your authentic path, while it might not always be the easiest, will ultimately be the most fulfilling. As we conclude this talk, I hope you feel inspired to examine your own life, to listen to that inner voice that's calling you towards your true purpose, inspired to be vulnerable, to admit when something isn't working, to have the courage to make a change, inspired to create a legacy that truly reflects who you are and what you value. Because here's the truth: the world needs you. It needs your unique gifts, your authentic voice, your true purpose. Just as Kimberly is making a difference through cross reference publishing, you have the power to make a difference by embracing your authentic self and pursuing your true calling. So let Kimberly's journey be a catalyst for your own. Let her courage inspire your courage. Let her vulnerability encourage your vulnerability. Let her pivot remind you that it's never too late to realign with your deeper purpose. Now, I want to challenge you to take action, to make a commitment to yourself right here, right now. What's one step you can take today towards living a more authentic life? What's one small change you can make to align your actions with your values? Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've always wanted to take. Maybe it's finally putting pen to paper and starting that book you've been dreaming about. Whatever it is, I want you to commit to it right now, because change doesn't happen in the future. It happens in this moment with the decisions we make right now. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Kimberly's story is just one of countless tales of transformation and authenticity. There are people all around you who are also striving to live more authentic lives, to pursue their true calling. Seek them out, share your story, be vulnerable. Because when we share our journeys, when we open up about our struggles and our triumphs, we create a ripple effect of authenticity and courage that can change not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Imagine a world where everyone was living their authentic truth, pursuing their deepest calling. Imagine the innovation, the creativity, the positive change that would emerge. That's the world we can create, one authentic life at a time. So as you leave this talk today, I want you to carry with you this powerful truth. Your authentic self is your best self. Your true calling is waiting. All it takes is the courage to listen, the vulnerability to be honest, and the faith to take that first step. You have the power to rewrite your story, to pivot towards your purpose, to create a legacy that truly matters. The question is, will you use it? The world is waiting for your authentic self. It's waiting for your unique gifts, your true voice, your deepest purpose. Don't keep it waiting any longer. Take that step, make that change, embrace your authentic self. Because when you do, you don't just change your own life, you change the world. Thank you